CFO of the company, joins us on the phone line to discuss how things are panning out. Hi, Mr. Bothra. Thanks so much, sir, for joining in. There are various reports that indicate that post the implementation of GST, there's been a bit of a, a bit of a roadblock in terms of business. What we understand, there is a large number of dealers, they still don't pay taxes, and in fact, close to around 80% of the market is unorganized. Could you tell us, sir, whether you're seeing some kind of pressure in terms of offtake? Is there some kind of resistance? Help us out, sir.
Yeah, Nandan Denim is basically into B2B segment, and we sell to dealer, not directly to any customer or consumer.
Correct.
So, as far as GST impact is concerned, it is likely to be neutral for Nandan Denim. But down the line in the value chain, there are small marginal job worker who are having one or two machines. For them, GST compliance may be an issue. Taking the registration and maintaining records and all. So from them, there may be some resistance also in the initial phase. But in the longer term, GST will have, positive impact on the GDP of the country.
So that's right, sir. It's having a positive impact on the GDP of the country. But for Nandan Denim, there has been some resistance in the last few days. You can tell us that, right? You can confirm us that dealers, they're not taking as much as quantity as they were taking.
But if you see, only 2 or 3 days has passed, so impact is yet to be seen,
Okay.
Okay.
So, but still we are facing some, struggle from our dealer side in the GST era.
So how much has that impacted business for you, Mr. Bothra?
Now, initially, if you see the major sale happen, post after, 6th or 7th of the month, and most of the sale, is done in the last 15 days. So it is, GST is not clear to the marginal player in the value chain. So they are still, in the confusion state of mind,
Okay.
And most of the dealers have not applied for GST also.
Okay. So, Mr. Bothra, see, you're the CFO of the company, sir. Your understanding will be much better than our retail investors as well as us here in the studio. If you could explain to us, sir, with an example, how will input tax credit work? With an example, if you could explain it to our viewers as well as us, that will be very helpful, sir.
Pre-GST, we were exempted from paying, any duty, whether it is excise duty or VAT. Because fabric was exempted from VAT also, and excise was also exempted if you don't avail any input credit.
Correct.
Post GST, you will get, input ITC also, and you have to pay 5% duty on the cotton fabric, which we are into. So, like for dye and chemicals, like GST, ITC rate will be around 18%. Yarn, man-made is 18%. So, consumer packing metal, ITC, excise duty, GST rate will be 18%. If you work out, so impact will be, which I can foresee or which we have calculated, is likely to be neutral for denim manufacturer. So, or ultimate, or at the most, it will marginal impact.
So neutral impact at the tax level on account of GST for denim manufacturers, right?
Yes, yeah.
So there will be no change in the pricing.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Bothra, let's move on then. GST, I think we are still in a bit of a gray area. So let's talk about your business on the whole. Before we talk about that, sir, the promoters have been buying from the open market. Can you confirm that? They bought, I think, close to 2 lakh shares. Are they looking at hiking their stake further?
No, as of now, no major plan is, in the pipeline to increase the holding.
All right, sir, but they have been buying from the open market. I think 2.5 lakh shares is what they have bought in the last 2 weeks. That's on the stock exchanges.
Maybe, but I am not aware.
Okay. Let's move on. You're also looking at, you have expanded your denim capacity. If you could tell us currently, what is the capacity utilization and how is the demand currently? What are you likely to end FY18 with in terms of revenues?
Our capacity utilization around 85 to 90%.
Okay.
And we have expanded our capacity in a gradual manner, not in any particular 1 year. So our expansion was going on for last 1 or 2, 3 years.
Okay.
So we are not facing any demand constraint as of now.
Okay. And how is demand per se? If you could tell us that, what is FY18 shaping up for you?
So demand, we don't foresee any issue as of now.
No, but
There may be some initial hiccups, due to this GST, but in the short to medium term, demand is likely to be stable.
All right, Mr. Bothra, finally, before we wind down this conversation, exports are what, 15% of your sale mix? Am I right on that?
Roughly 10%
Roughly
in the
10%.
last
Super.
roughly, yeah.
So last year you did around 1,200 crores in terms of a top line. This year, can we see some growth, double-digit growth, single-digit growth? What is that number likely to be? And also, I think you're going in for some backward integration. That could help your margins going ahead. Give us some clarity, sir. The street wants some guidance.
We are already in a composite mill from cotton procurement to till fabric and processing. We are into all the segments.
You're right. So some numbers,
Yeah,
sir.
so
Can we look at a revenue growth this year of 5%, 10%? And what will your margin number look like?
The margin, we don't foresee any fall in our margin at margin level, and top line should be better than the previous year.
okay. All right,
Growth.
Mr. Bothra, we'll leave it to that. Thank you very much for joining in. We've come down to levels of 9,600 on the Nifty as we speak. Apart from India Bulls housing, it's GAIL which is under pressure. So GAIL has slipped close to about 1.5%, and banks are lagging. So whether it's Bank of Baroda, a Yes Bank, ICICI